I'm the first person to graduate in generations. I don't think anybody else did it. I'm really proud to be first generation, and because it was a long journey, but it was worth it.
I know for some people it's just a degree or it's just a paper. For me, it's more of a statement of, you know, being first generation.
Welcome again to Chino y Chicano. I'm Enrique Cerna. It's commencement season at colleges and universities across the country. This year, up to 1 million first generation students are expected to earn bachelor's degrees in the United States. Most are the children of parents who never attended college, and many are the first in their families to do so. Two of them are graduates Ana Sanchez Leon and Daniel Pastor, who earned their degrees from Washington State University in May. We recently spoke about their experiences as first-generation college students, their journeys, the challenges that they faced, and the success that they achieved in earning a college degree. Well, Anna and Daniel, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. And first of all, let me say congratulations on graduating from WSU. How do you feel about that? Because I go back 50 plus years of when I graduated, and actually getting a college degree for me was one of really the highlights of my life. How about you guys? How does it feel for you, Anna?
I still can't believe it. I'm like, what I do now? Like, it feels unreal to be honest. It's as you said, it was one of my dreams. Be able to graduate, and now that I did it, it feels unreal. But I'm so happy. Um, I'm just waiting for everything that's coming.
Yeah. Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's just I don't know, it's just I feel like I don't know if you ever feel that sometimes you have to be doing something,
Yeah.
but you don't really have to be doing anything. That's
Yeah.
how I feel right now, especially with like doing homework and anything. Because I was laying down in bed earlier and I was just like, oh, like I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm not.
I used to
But
have this dream for a long time that I forgot to do something at the end.
Mm.
When I was going to graduate, there was a class I forgot to turn in a paper or whatever. It's kind of like a nightmare, really. And I had that for years. You may have had that experience, but yeah, after you're so intently and intensely working, to get your degree, and then boom, you got it, and you got a little time to chill now. That's
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So that must be a great feeling, actually.
yeah,
it is.
it's been great just, having that, doing that accomplishment after 4 years is just it feels amazing. Very rewarding, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing, your family members up in the stands and, cheering on for you. It feels amazing.
I
Well,
do feel the same. Um, being here, like I'm back home in Wenatchee, so just being here with my family, I feel like, oh my god, I have to do something, and also like it's okay to take a break, and I feel like have I have to remind myself about that. Like you're done with school, it's okay if you take a break, as Daniel said, like laying down on bed, and you're like, no, it feels like it feels wrong to be like relaxed,
yeah.
but it's just nice.
So both of you are first generation, and let's talk about that. Anna, tell me a little bit about your background and where you're from, your family, and
I'm from Querétaro, Mexico, a small town in Querétaro. I immigrated when I was 13. I came here to Wenatchee, and I've been living here since 2016. I come from a farmer family. We had sheep. We harvest our own corn. So that's a little bit about my background. Back home here, my parents work for apples in the orchards, and I, as I said, I had to learn English, navigate to school by myself. My parents didn't know English, so it was a little bit hard to be able to navigate that systems with a little bit of help. So that's a little bit about me.
yeah, and the idea of going to college. Where did that
Yeah.
begin with you?
So I never thought of going to college back home. I feel like people don't think about that often. So it was never in the play to go to college, maybe high school, but not college. So coming here and like seeing everybody getting degrees, thinking about college since middle school, it starts like, oh, I can go to college, but I don't know how. But I had friends, teachers, professors that would remind constantly, oh, it's coming up, it's coming up. So I I started learning English and I was like, oh, maybe I could do it. I could go to college. So I it was my senior year where when I was like, oh, what I'm gonna do, but I don't want to go to work for El Empaque. It's like all the warehouses.
Right, right, right.
I worked there since I was 16. I worked for like 2 years there, and it was long hours, poor pay. Like it, that's what I was able to live off, but it was not like something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
my parents encouraged me. They saw that I was smart and that I was capable to do it. So that's when I start like browsing more and being able to see what's going for me. So I was able to find someone to help me and help me to apply for financial aid. That was something that I didn't know what to do. Like it's so many forms. So I was accepted to Washington State University my freshman year, but I wasn't able to go because um since I said I didn't know how to like how that worked. So and I didn't know how to read the financial letter.
Right.
So I was really scared about like this big amount of money that you have to pay. And I knew my parents didn't have the money and I didn't have the money. So um I choose to go to Wenatchee Valley College here in Wenatchee and just take a trial and see if that works for me. And I was, since it was cheaper, I was able to go and get my associates, and I was able to um, be able to be part of a program
Yeah.
that is for migrant students. It's camp. So being there, I saw that so many people like me were going to college and that I had like a place to be, that I belong in education. So I was able to apply again for Washington State University and transfer and get
Mm.
my bachelor's degree.
Good. So, Daniel, how about you? Tell me about your journey.
Yeah, so I'm from Othello, Washington, so it's here in Eastern Washington, and yeah, same as well. I came from a farm working background. My parents, I think they worked in different areas of in agriculture, but mainly in the apple industry. And they're currently still there right now, working. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey for me as well. I have four siblings. Three of them, or all of them, honestly, went to community college, and it was an inspiration for me to also get my degree in something as well. So I also started off as a transfer student. So I went to a Columbia Basin College in Pasco, and that was a great opportunity for me to learn about what school is, what really college is, because I didn't really know that after graduating high school. Um, and yeah, it was a great experience just because I also joined the camp program, the college assisted migrant program as well. And they were able to assist me with any types of questions I may have about college, transferring, university life, stuff like that. Just because they were alumni from either Eastern Washington or WSU. And yeah, it's been a great experience for me as well. One thing I could say is that after these 4 years that have gone by, I could say that I'm pretty confident in what, different areas that I would want to pursue in or have a career in. Just because growing up, I didn't really have those skills of like communication skills, public speaking, professional leadership, stuff like that. But these past 4 years, they've been, it's been it's been a great opportunity for me to learn those skills, especially being involved in CBC or also in WCU. But yeah, I thank all the people that have been there in my journey, people from camp, Trio, Mesa, Manners, TMP, also Connors as well. But yeah, it's been a crazy experience for me as well. A little bit about myself. I also didn't know what to do after high school. It's that question that everybody asks you after graduating high school, like, oh, what's next? I was really scared at first. I didn't know what to do. I really had the intention of going into welding for some reason. I don't know why. But I don't know. It didn't really stick out to me that much. So my parents, family, they all encouraged me to go to school. So I decided to go to CBC in Pasco just because my siblings went there, and it'd be cool for me to go there as well. And I also went there with my older sister, um, Jasmine, and she also was pursuing her associate's degree in, I want to say, in something in nursing. So both of us went to Pasco every day, so driving back and forth every day. So that was about an hour. So we put a lot of miles in the car, but yeah, after she got done, my little sister started a running start. So I was able to take her to school too, and we were both able to go to CBC together and have that experience. But after CBC, I really faced the question again of, oh, what's next? After receiving my associate's degree, and I had an idea just because of camp. As I said again, they were able to encourage me to attend or to apply to universities. And for me, I was really interested in agriculture. I know not that many people really like it just because some of us grew up working in agriculture
Right.
as farm workers. And I know it could be very tedious, as a 15, 16-year-old getting up early at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning to get up and work in the hot summers. But for me, I really learned a lot working in the fields. I learned how to value money, how to value my opportunities as someone that is from here, from the US. So I was able to really think about what I want to do in my life. And I looked at agriculture, and in agriculture, there's a lot of opportunities. I know a lot of people think agriculture is just cows, trucks, farming, that's it. But no, it's really big in terms of opportunities. So I took the chance and I looked at schools, and WCU is the one that stood out to me just because it's known for ag. So WC was the only school I applied to. I didn't apply to UW or Eastern or Central, none of those schools. So I only applied to WCU and I got accepted. But yeah, after graduating with my associates, I transferred to WCU and I'm here now with my bachelor's.
Your degree is in what?
My degree is in integrated plant sciences for investment management.
So, having worked in the fields as a kid growing up, I knew I wasn't destined to do that. But when I think about that, you've done that farm work. Your parents have done it too. Just goes to show you that there's a lot more to agriculture than just, you know, um, weeding and doing that kind of migrant work. That's kind of an in-depth thing. What your degree is in, right?
Yeah, with my degree, I would say it's pretty broad. It touches different aspects of ag. But for me, I'd like to get into the tree fruit industry, so like apples, pears, cherries, stuff like that. But it's a really cool degree just because I get to learn about other crops as well, not just a certain crop.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Anna, your degrees in what? Was it economics?
Um, yes,
Yeah.
economics.
Okay. So what are you gonna do with it?
I would be working for a local bank here in Wenatchee, and I will be working as a teller, but I'm planning to keep working and hopefully get like a promotion and something like a lender, mortgage, those departments, like financial departments, and also see what's there for me as well. Learn. I just want to get as much of this experience as I can, so like hands on.
Yeah. You're about to actually take off to have a international experience, right?
So I'm going to study abroad for the with the first GEM program. We're going to Spain and also Portugal, and we're going for about 4 weeks. And it this program, it's learning about the culture and food, beverages, um, just like a cultural experience in Spain. Yes.
I've met the two of you through a program called Manners at WSU. I spoke to your chapter and then got to know you all, and which has been a great experience for me and opened my eyes a lot to, you know, what Manners was about and helping young people that are going to go into agriculture or whatever. But both of you had the experience through Manners of traveling. And as first gen kids, I would imagine before you got into this, you didn't travel much. You know, a big trip might have been to the Tri Cities. I don't know. So tell me about that.
Not that many students travel during, school times and days. So for me, it was pretty amazing. Just traveling with WSU or even CBC as well. Even being in big cities like Tennessee, in Memphis, Tennessee, or Dallas, Texas, or San Antonio. So you see different cultures, different how people are different in different areas. But yeah, it was pretty amazing just, experiencing that these past 4 years.
For me, I haven't been out of like the state. So being able to travel, it was a great opportunity. I never imagined to be able to. I didn't even know that this opportunity existed. So I was really grateful. I was able to connect with my classmates as well, like students in Washington State University, but also students from other schools in the country. Network with people in the industry already for job opportunities. I never imagined to go to. I went to Denver, Colorado. That was my first time, and also we went to Tennessee and Dallas. So that was something that I would never forget. It was a great experience for me.
Yeah.
And manners means something like a family. I found a family and WSU, and I feel like I would keep those people in my heart because they did a big impact in my schooling as well.
Tell me about your family, the fact that you're the first in your family to graduate from a major university. How do they feel about that? And how do you feel about how they feel about it, Anna?
I'm the first person to graduate in generations. I don't think anybody else did it. They feel really proud. They they told me they are not like really, they're not people that express their feelings a lot, but they feel really proud. They immigrated here to be able to give us like a better life, education, and now that I did it, they feel like they accomplished a goal that they had for their kids. So they feel really happy that I'm here, and also like traveling. My parents didn't understand that they could do that. Like, oh, are you going to like a conference? Do we need to pay anything? I'm like, no, they're taking me, they're covering everything, and they couldn't believe it. So they feel really grateful and blessed that I was able to have this opportunity.
Yeah. Daniel?
My parents they literally pushed me to, do this, and my siblings as well. And it feels amazing just because I know for some people it's just a degree or it's just a paper. But for me it's more of a statement that, we came a long way from, being nothing. My parents would tell me about stories about them when they first came here to the States, that the first night here they would sleep under a table, and that's how they would stay for a couple weeks. They'd have a place, because I think at the time my older siblings were already born. But it's just, when I hear stuff like that and I see where our family is right now currently, it feels amazing. For me it's more of a statement of, you know being first generation. I'm proud to be first generation.
Anna, what does it mean to you to be first generation?
I have my sisters, they have kids. So they didn't have the opportunity to go to school, but I do. So I hope that my nephews and nieces, they can see and they can get some motivation to go to school and keep doing it. I have a nephew that has his associates, but also my nieces, they're small, and I hope that I they can see me and they can get inspired. I feel really proud to be first generation because I know that's hard work, and I put those hours, those moments that you feel like you can't anymore. But I'm really proud to be first generation because it was a long journey, but it was worth it, and I'm here.
I remember you and I talking when I first met you, and you talked about the challenges of going to college and
Yes.
particularly when you went to WSU. Um, do you feel overwhelmed at times? You kind of wonder,
Ye-
do I belong?
Yes. I since the beginning, since I said I have to learn English, so I really feel like imposter syndrome
Mm.
when I was in that big place. The university is big, 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 and you see so many cultures, so many people that it's hard. And sometimes I feel like, oh, maybe I don't belong here. Maybe education is not for me, or but I feel like the language was one of them. Also, getting into wider like language, like also like more professional language.
Mhm.
I would feel insecure. Also in school, it would be double the work having to translate sometimes, because sometimes I don't even know the word in Spanish. So it would be hard. I would have to study double because to be able to comprehend, but also to do the work. So it was challenging, overwhelming. There was so many times I was gonna give up, to be honest, but I didn't. I stayed. I remember all the people that support me, that believed in me, my family, friends, um, clubs. Um, so yeah, there was so many times that I was giving up, but I stayed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, you met the challenge. Daniel, how about you?
For me, again, being first generation, you can't really ask your parents about how to apply for, FAFSA scholarships, how to do certain applications, having need work on no, I mean need help on homework, stuff like that. So it was pretty challenging, even since like the beginning of like middle school, high school. I would usually go to my siblings just because they went through that. So it was pretty hard for me to ask some questions about that. But in terms of going to school, it was really challenging just because transitioning from a community college to a university level college classes, it was really challenging for me, especially my first semester at WCU, just because coming from a small town, then moving to a college town hours away from home. I felt homesick. Really, I just didn't know where to fit in, honestly. And that's when I put myself, I told myself I need to be involved here at WSU. I need to talk more. I need to put myself out there more. Um, and yeah, it was really challenging just because of the classes itself. I remember taking this one particular class that it was really challenging, especially people in my major, they still complain about it to this day. But it was challenging just because it wasn't the professor or the class itself. It's just really how detailed it was in terms of like plant science. So it was a plant physiology class, and for me to like see that, learning different parts of the plant, not just physically, but like with genetics, the physiological aspects of it, learning different pathways. But it was really challenging, but I really did like the class in a way just because it challenged me to learn more. And I did learn a lot in that class. But, it was one of those things, it was really challenging just because it was my first semester at WCU. I'm still trying to get used to it, getting used to living alone. I did have a roommate, but I just, being by myself. Also meeting new people, seeing where I could fit in, where I could find my people. And I was able to find my people my first semester here, but it was really challenging.
Going forward here, I mean, you guys have accomplished something. They can't take it away from you. You know, you worked for this degree and you got your degree and you overcame all these challenges. So, what do you tell others? You know, you got siblings, you got nieces, nephews, cousins behind you about why this is important.
I'm not gonna, say that college is really easy or not to scare anyone away, but you will face those challenges. But the thing is that after facing those challenges, you get to see growth in yourself. Um, I was reflecting last night. I was looking at how I was after high school, the type of person I was, the type of mentality I was, and comparing that to now, I'm totally different. um, yeah, it's just I grew a lot. I matured a lot. But I'm not saying that I'm perfect now or anything. I'm still learning as I'm going. But it's one of those things where you need to learn. Also with learning how to cook for yourself, learning how to pay your bills, worry about your rent, your car, stuff like that. It really is eye opening at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's just you basically enter flow state.
For me, it's like an investment. It's an investment, and you're putting those hours, but those hours are gonna be worth it. As Daniel said, like how to talk to people, how to talk to different people. Not you're not talking like a teenager. You just different words that you using. It prepares you for like life. There's so many things that I didn't know before coming. I didn't know like so many majors that are out there, like it's not like economics, it's not just agriculture, is there's so many branches that you can choose from, and it's just a great experience. I would recommend them to do it.
Not also the experiences, but also the people you meet. You get to get those, connections, or you build those relationships with either faculty or students. Um, Recently, I had a great moment. One of my advisors, you guys know him, Miguel Nzunza. He invited me a couple of days ago to go horse riding with him, and because he has a couple horses, and he invited me, and we were, just I think it was near his town where we were just on a trail with his horses, and it was my first time ever on a horse, but just stuff like that. So that's great for me, just because in the future, if I ever have any questions about school or even personal stuff, I'm able to reach out to them. Also with friends like Anna, I met Anna through Manners 2 years ago. With my, going to my first meeting, and I met her, and I met other people as well, and you get to build those relationships, and you get to hold on to them for life.
What's great about this, I think, is that what you will learn and take away from this, you will have these connections that, frankly, you'll hold for a long time, and these experiences that will just make you grow that much more. And you'll be able to pass those down to the next generation. So I hope you kind of keep that in mind. Remember to always be there and to give back to your community. I just want to say congratulations to both of you, and you're very inspiring, which is why I wanted to have you on the podcast to talk about being first gen and being able to have this accomplishment. So congratulations. I'm real proud of you guys.
Thank you so much, Enrique.
All right. Well, you guys take care, and we'll stay in touch, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us here with you, and giving us this space to share our story. It really means to me a lot. So
Great.
thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, and hopefully there's more students that they're able to talk about their story as well. So hopefully we're not the only ones. But
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you
All right.